Shoo, y'all. I know it's bad. I don't have an excuse for it. There's no reason for this. I just don't take the time to make him tidy up after himself. By him, I mean this is my 5-year-old Joe's room. It is a really small room, but that doesn't matter. It should be easier to clean up. I know some people say a smaller room is more difficult to keep tidy, but honestly, if there's too much stuff in the room, then there's too much stuff. It doesn't matter what the size is. I need to accommodate his stuff to the room, not the room to his stuff, if that makes any sense. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I think y'all are smelling what I'm stepping in, right? In this case, I didn't literally step in anything in there. At least I don't remember. So Joe is helping me as best as he can. I have usually start him with sorting out things, so that's what we're doing here. He doesn't have a toy box in his room. He keeps it. Well, I mean, it is in his room. It's in his closet though. Like I don't have it out. I like to have the room. Yeah, well, ideally, I would like for the room to just kind of be clear of anything, so he can play with one toy at a time. That was what the idea was in practice. Or in theory, but it obviously didn't happen. One of the things I do consistently is I set a timer, and especially when I'm in Joe's room. I usually do a 10-minute timer in whatever room I'm in, but Joe's I do in 20 because there's most of the time a lot more to do in here, and I know my patience level it's not very high. So, and I don't want this to be a terrible experience for him. Like I am a little tough as far as when we go in there. I'm like, Joe, here are your choices. You either help mommy or mommy does it. And if mommy does it, you know what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of stuff going away and in the trash and all that. So, he comes in there and does it with me. But I do have to set limitations because I don't have a lot of patience and he's 5. So the two things don't usually go together. But it's becoming natural to him that when he comes in here, he just knows that we're going to declutter some things. And he's getting better at recognizing what's trash, what's donating, and what we'll think about. And his room gets messy a lot quicker than I would like. However, I've noticed the areas where I've progressed over the last year is it doesn't take me near as long to get his room back in order. Before it would take me a whole day to even get it like remotely comfortable for him. And now it really does take me about, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get it right back to where it needs to be. His closet, there's not a lot in there except for the toy box and a couple clothes that are hanging. And before, we couldn't even open it. Everything was spilling out on the floor. There were multiple toy boxes in his room. Now, he does have this little bucket that you can see right there. And what happened was they did a football drive and he needed a bucket. So he got one from his dad's work and to take, money and stuff. And then he just wanted to keep the bucket because he was really excited. It was football and it's starting to accumulate toys. So I've noticed that toys are starting to creep back into the room and we need to kind of keep that in check. So here soon, I'm going to try and talk him into getting rid of some bigger toys. The little stuff, there's just a lot of little stuff. I don't know. And it seems like, I guess I have mommy goggles on because I don't realize how much stuff he has until I'm, watching it while I'm editing. And I'm like, my gosh, that is an awful lot of stuff to waste your time on. Now, the things that he really does play with are his Legos, his Matchbox cars, and then occasionally he has a toy that's like his favorite thing for the moment, and then he gets rid of it. And we do well to get rid of that stuff, but then I have a hard time getting rid of things like those Lincoln Logs, and I need to just go ahead and get rid of them because he doesn't really want to play with them. He's never been interested in it. That was a toy I got for him that I guess I was kind of reliving my childhood through, because I had Lincoln Logs when I was growing up, and I loved playing with them. But, Joe does like to build, but he likes Legos, so I just need to accept it and move on. I am doing better. He got rid of a toy the other day. He wanted to give it to his cousin Sebastian, who's a year old. It was a toy that he had from when he was the baby, and I believe one of his brothers had it too. I can't remember which one. It was just a little Elmo plastic rattle thing. But we've kept it forever, and I had a hard time getting rid of it. But Joe wanted to get rid of it. So I let him do it. Not get rid of him. I let him give it to Sebastian, knowing darn well I'd probably never see it again. But that's okay because it's just a toy. And I got to tell myself that, yeah, it's a little, pulls at my heartstrings a little bit, but I got to get down to the deep part of that. And it's not the toy that, he's letting go of. It's a little bit of his childhood, but That's part of growing up, and I just need to accept that. So I'm pretty set on my ways and how I deal with getting rid of toys and stuff. I, for the most part, let Joe make his decisions, but there are times when I will get rid of stuff, I guess you could say behind his back when he's not looking, whatnot. And, I am okay with that. I am at peace with that. But for the most part, like I said, the majority of the time, I let Joe make those decisions. But I'm curious because I know a lot of people have different views on that. Like it just needs to go when it's time to go. It's going to go, whether he's okay with it or not. And nobody sneaks or hides. They just get rid of it. And then there's some people that are like, absolutely not. Those are his things. They're his toys, whatnot. But I'm interested to hear what y'all think. What are your opinions on them? It's always neat to hear everybody's perspectives in a polite and friendly manner. We all, to each his own. It'd be a dull and boring world if we all, were the same. But, it's always neat to hear other people's perspectives because it gives us opportunity to change and evolve and try different things. So, but anyway, so I am on to this part though. I did not like, well, here, let me give you about 5 different thoughts. In the middle of this, I did stop. My timer went off and I went and got some laundry going because, well, I needed to do some laundry. I have yet to conquer the folding. So I currently have 4 loads sitting on my bed right now that I'm going to go fold and film here in just a little bit. I ran out of my smelly stuff. Oh, you guys, guess what? I finished my laundry room for the most part. And by I finished my laundry room, I paid my son to finish my laundry room. He was going to do it for free just because he loves to do stuff like that. But I thought it was really sweet, so I gave him just a little bit of money for it. So my 13-year-old Michael, he is so handy with all that stuff. And then here's the monstrous pile of clothes that needed folded. And they are not the ones that are on my bed. This is a different load. It's crazy, y'all. You would think that I would learn. Hopefully with my laundry room being completely done now, I might be a little bit less tempted to throw it on the floor. But I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to end up throwing it on the floor here in a little bit. So we're back to Joe's room. I was trying to get the top of this dresser tidied up a little bit. And we can blame the top of this on me completely because Joe can't reach it. So there's no excuse for that. That is something I have noticed. The problem in my house is me. Like, I know my kids make a mess and whatnot, but I tell you what, every day that I've come home from work, my kitchen's been spotless and they have done it all on their own and loaded the dishes, had everything clean. The living room's been tidied up. And then when I'm here on the weekends, I am a tornado. I don't know if it's my personality. I don't know if it's my ADHD. I don't know if I'm just naturally a slob, but it's me. The mess is me. And that's the same thing that's going on with this dresser right here too. Joe can't put stuff up on there again. So I got to take credit for this, not in a good way. It worked out really well, but on Sunday of this weekend, or this past weekend, my sister had a bed for me that she wanted me to come pick up for Joe. It was a race car bed. She had used it for her son, Waylon, and he is 8 now. Well, he's never slept in it. So she was like, it's time. She was going to try her old bed. She had got a new bed for her bedroom, her and her husband. And so they gave Waylon her old bed. It's a big queen size. She thought maybe he might sleep in it where it's bigger. And so she gave us the car bed. And I'm hoping that where it's on the floor, it'll do better for Joe. And because I had a mattress up underneath this for the longest time, so he couldn't put stuff on it. But my dog ruined it. My little dog, Lulu. She got up underneath there and messed all over it. So we had to get rid of that mattress. And now, with there not being anything underneath it, she's not really come in here, but stuff gets scooted back behind there. Joe's stuffies fell behind there. So hopefully this race car bed will work. But anyway, Joe was absolutely tickled to have it. So he wanted these curtains, y'all, from the living room. He's not big into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those were his brother's curtains. He wanted these tree curtains, so I put them in there for him. I need to get a blind for in here because it is so bright, and I just don't like the idea of it, being so open, being able to see, into his room, even though the woods are just behind there. But even still, you never know. But he was tickled with these curtains, absolutely loved them. And then he really liked the bed, so we took this one apart and stored it. I don't know if we'll need it again or not. But here I am switching my laundry over. Actually, I was pulling a load out of the dryer. I did put it into a basket, y'all. It didn't go onto the floor. Currently, there isn't any laundry sitting on my floor right now because it's on my bed. So I've been using the liquid Tide for my laundry, and then my kids use the Tide Pods for their laundry. So that way they don't have to worry about measuring it out or anything. I buy my Tide Pods at Sam's Club. I have found that is the cheapest place to get them. And the only reason I got this Tide was because it was on sale at work for $5.99. And I guess they were discontinuing the item. I'm not sure. But here is Joe's bed. This is what it looked like. He was super tickled to have it. It was very difficult for me to make it because, this room is incredibly small. But again, like I said before, that is not an excuse. Just because the room is small doesn't mean we have to cram it full. And it's just him in here, so I can't keep blaming it on that. I'm really working on accountability and to stop making excuses for the way things are in my house. So I'm either going to need to accept that some things are the way they are, or I'm going to change, the way things are. So it's just one or the other. I'm no more excuses. I'm done with that. So this is the next day. Well, it's actually Sunday. I don't know what it is about Sunday mornings in church, but y'all tell me if you have this problem or not. Shoo, it's like the devil gets at me, and I am always in the worst mood before I go to church. Everybody's chaotic, it's crazy. In this case, it was a disaster in my kitchen. My sister and brother-in-law and nephew had come up the night before, and we had gone and done this fall festival at the park, and we had a blast. But we cannot have a family gathering and it be clean. And I'm okay with that. Like, it's fine. I've just focused on having a good time. And again, thank you all. Because of YouTube, I do not resent having to clean up these messes anymore. Like, I can just pop my camera on and film it. So I have been doing really well at getting up early since I've been going to work. And I got up super early this day. And I got ready for church and everything. But I had like 45 minutes before we had to go, and I had nothing to do. So I thought, you know what? And I was getting really cranky, really irritated. I was like, I'm going to clean this kitchen up and go ahead and film it. So not only do I have footage, but I have a clean kitchen when I come home, because I was not in a good mood. I don't know what it is, but shoo, it's something. It's like I'm going to find all the things I can fuss about on Sunday morning that didn't bother me through the week. But okay, so here I am just scrubbing my counter. This countertop, this is one of those things on my list. I would like to have a butcher block here, like a big giant one, because I call them the kitchen butt cracks because they're like so hard to clean. So I scraped it off first, and then I went over it with my Mr. Clean concentrate and water. That's all that was in there. The kids had painted pumpkins, and that's why there's pumpkins everywhere, and then the rest is just messy. Joe got a Happy Meal the other day and got one of those buckets, and he thought it was the cutest thing ever. I don't remember the buckets from growing up. I remember maybe they were like from when I was a little bit older and I wasn't getting Happy Meals. I remember the little chicken nuggets that had the Halloween costumes that you put on top of them. Those were my favorite. I wish they would bring those back. But Joe was excited, so he had a bucket to go trick-or-treating with. But I'm just clearing this off, and then, I'll disinfect it. This is usually what I do in the kitchen. But lately, you guys, as I said earlier, I got to brag on my kids. They have been doing a spectacular job of keeping the kitchen clean. I normally give them assigned chores, but my husband finally just said, you know what, y'all get the house clean. When your mom comes home from work, the house just needs to be clean, and that's all there is to it. And it's usually not that bad during the week. It's the weekends when the house just kind of, tends to fall apart. But I don't work all day when I say that. For those of y'all that don't know, I only work part-time. So my older kids are old enough to watch the other ones, so it's not like they're sitting at home by themselves all day long. And like I said, I'm only gone for a few hours, and it's just part time during the week. So I'm ready to be done with this decoration, the centerpiece on this table. It's finally started to clutter up. I figured it would eventually start this way. Like, it'll begin and it'll look all great and it'll be nice and it'll be all right for maybe, a couple weeks. And then I start putting stuff in like those little decorative cups that I have. They're little animals. And then there'll be like a safety pin here, a thumbtack here, a spare battery here, a hair bow there. Those are like my go-to knickknacks. I'm not sure why those are what's in my mind. And yeah, so that whole little thing, if you look in it, it's just like a junk drawer hidden in there. It's like those scavenger hunts from, remember the old highlighter magazines? Is that what they were? Where they're like seek and find. So I guess that's what I'm doing there. It's just a seek and find for my children, but in real life. And I was just sweeping up underneath here, get all that trash up. I keep saying I'm going to redo these chairs, and they look terrible in person, but they look kind of cute. Oh, no, they don't look cute now that I'm seeing them up close. I was going to say the chairs look kind of antiqued and nice, primitive, but they just look junky. That dog food bag, it's got cardboard in it. We've been having a hard time trying to figure out how to store cardboard. Our dog Trixie will eat it if we put it on the back porch, so that big dog food bag was just the best solution I could come up with. Joe and Waylon had painted pumpkins, and there was just a little bit of paint on there on the floor, but so I just got my quick mop out and just got it up real quick. It wasn't too bad. Hi. Joe's here with me doing a voiceover. He just wanted to say hello. I need to give my floors a good mopping, but I didn't get around to it this day. I probably will here soon. It's about to be that time of year, though, where it almost feels pointless because it's always wet and muddy outside, so it just is normally my Swiffer mop. Well, it's not a Swiffer mop, but y'all know what I mean. Still here a little bit of dishes that needed loaded up. Most of them, I think, were coffee cups that needed washed by hand. The dishwasher was already really full, so I went ahead and just loaded it and tried to run it. Again, this is another thing my kids have been really good about is loading the dishes and unloading it and keeping the kitchen clean. I did. What do you want to say, Joe? Go ahead, you tell them. Joe wants to ask y'all something or say something. What do you want to say, Joe?
Give this video a big thumbs up, Appalachian.
Aw, thank you, JoJo. So, I lost my train of thought, y'all. He got me distracted with his cuteness. Oh, the kids have been doing really well, loaded up. I left a note, though, on my windowsill about making sure all the dishes were up. And I'll tell you what, my kids have not had a difficult time doing it. It's been me. Old habits die hard. Now I've done really well to find my coffee cups throughout the house, but then I just want to sit them in the sink. I don't want to wash them right away. So now, it's been me that's struggling with it, and that's just kind of funny. I guess, kids learn better than adults do, and when you've had a lifetime of crappy habits, it's hard to break them. And then with kids, when they just kind of learn it as they go along, it's not difficult for them. But yeah, y'all can see all my coffee cups I had to wash by hand. There were a couple there that could have gone through the dishwasher, but it was so full, I figured I might as well go ahead and wash them by hand. Because if there is a single dish in this sink, they are like magnets, and they call to each other.
You guys.
Oh, Joe loves y'all. I can't find the other coffee cup that went to that. Y'all, one of my work besties gave me a coffee cup the other day. It was so sweet. I'll have to show you guys. It's got cobwebs on it, and it looks like my black one with my skeleton hands on it.
Mom put a candle in my room.
Oh, yeah, I put a candle in Joe's room. Well, we did just for a little bit while we were hanging out there the other day. I have had that crock pot for going on 15 years now, I think. I got it for Christmas as a gift several years ago, when Mason was a baby. So he's 15 now. Yeah, so 15 years. And I tell you what, it has lasted me. And I think it was just one of those little cheapy. It was like a Black Friday $20 crock pot thing. And I plan to get one of the bigger ones when it goes, but it's still holding strong. I mean, it is dinged and danged up, but I mean, it still works. If y'all are new, I normally don't wash my hands. I do wash my hands. I don't wash my pots or any of my dishes with like a sponge or anything. I will use, like you see here, a brush or something for the little hard areas, but I like to use my hands. I'm terrible with sponges and stuff. I let them sour and they go bad. Joe's wanting to tell y'all I use Scrub Daddies too. I do. I love Scrub Daddy. Anything Scrub Daddy comes out with, I'm going to use. So, okay, y'all, I don't. And even Scrub Daddy spray, but we can't find it. I was looking for the Scrub Daddy dishwashing liquid, but I guess it's not here in the States. You got to get it. It's only over in Europe. So I actually emailed the company about it to find out where I could get it. And they said it's not available here, but they would let me know. My husband had done a lot of cooking this weekend, as you can tell, so it needed a good scrubbing. My stovetop, yeah. This is the stove, and then the oven's the part you actually bake in. It was pretty bad, but this oven is really starting to go. Like one burner, it only goes all the way up to high, and then the other ones don't work very well. The screen is about done for, so... But we're going to use it till it doesn't work anymore. So, because we just had to buy a washing machine or a dryer. I can't remember which one we just had to buy. The washing machine. So, I'm just one appliance at a time is all I need for right now. I used pink stuff, if you didn't notice, and then this is just a scraper. This is not something I do too often, but when it gets real bad around the edges, I like to use this. I want to try power paste. I saw that we had some at work and I was going to get it, but it was like $12 there. So I figured I'd look on Amazon or whatnot. But from what I understand, power paste is kind of the same thing as the pink stuff, or I don't know, maybe I'm confused, because I originally thought when I bought the pink stuff that I was buying the power paste, but I got my wires crossed, I guess. And here y'all know that I have got a ton of laundry to fold, because I always have a ton of laundry to fold. Joe had woke up from a nap, and that's what he was doing. He just come and sat down and was watching some TV with me. And as you can tell, I'm folding all my clothes. Now, my husband and I, we hang our clothes, so most of them don't get folded, which is easy for us now to put them. Oh, not easy, but easier. So. So I've been using Tide with Downy, and I absolutely love the way it smells. I don't know if I've ever used it before. I've always used Tide, but this one I'm going to definitely be buying some more of it for my clothes. Now, when I do laundry, I use the liquid Tide, and then my kids use Tide Pods because they do their own laundry, so it makes it easier for them to not waste. And I know it's getting done at least. I really do not like folding clothes. It used to not bother me so bad, but now I just it's just not something I enjoy. I used to like folding them and I hated putting them up, but now it's just the whole process is ugh. But I guess our, things we enjoy and things we don't like change over time and stuff. I don't mind washing dishes as much, which used to be the opposite. So I still do not care for the bathroom. The bathroom's probably my least favorite room to clean. What are y'all's favorite things or your least favorite things? I'm always curious to know. It's interesting, like vacuum lines or something that I've never cared one way or the other, but I've noticed it's a huge thing. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that before. But it's not, that's not something I love to watch. I do like watching dishes. Mopping something I like watching too. I don't like doing it though, but I don't know. It's kind of funny. It is kind of odd though when you think about, watching cleaning videos and stuff like that, which of course I love them. I absolutely love them. I love any type of hoarding show, any type of cleaning show. I have watched Hulu's got a whole big series now of like hoarding shows and then like these dirty rotten cleaners, and they're like hazmat type cleaners. But I will get into any of that. But it is kind of odd that, we watch it because I don't clean while I watch videos. Like I just watch them like, I would a TV show or something. And I guess that's kind of funny. Like it makes sense to do it while you're cleaning along with somebody else, but just to sit there. So, and I'm not, obviously, I make these videos, so I'm not making fun or anything. It's just, it's kind of curious. It makes me kind of curious as to know like the psychology behind why we like to watch those things. And of course, y'all know I love my ghost hunters. Well, I can tell that this video is probably starting to wind down. And as always, thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch what I'm doing during mine. It's such a blessing to be a part of this community and to have y'all here in my little YouTube family. It's wonderful. So I hope wherever y'all are at, you are having a blessed one, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.